Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to another Tea with JD. And another Top 5 Wednesday. I'm still catching up. This one is from way back in April 26, and I don't care. It is about authors you want to read more from, and I did not want to limit myself to only 5, and so I did 8. People I want to read more of. Stephen King. I've read Carrie. That's it. I need to read more. I know. I'm going to read The Gunslinger. I'm going to read a ton of more stuff. But I want to read more Stephen King. At least the desire to read Mr. King is there. China Mieville. I've mentioned his book in several videos. I don't think anyone has checked him out. No. I think he's a lot more popular than it seems on BookTube. I do highly recommend Unlondon. But I need to read like his normal fare. It's like saying that my favorite Neil Gaiman book is Fortunately the Milk. I would be missing out. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. It's a new brand of weird, and I think that there's a lot there that is enjoyable. Terry Pratchett. I am high on Terry. I've read 3 books from Discworld. I read Good Omens, and I need to tear into more Pratchett. In terms of writing style, the writing itself, I haven't been impressed by anyone more than Terry, and it began shortly after he passed away. There are authors that connect more in terms of story, of dialogue and whatnot, but in terms of writing as a craft, as taking words and making something memorable, the level of quotableness of Terry Pratchett is ridiculous. And I say it and I repeat it. If you're a writer, you need to read at least one Terry Pratchett book. If you want to include humor, smart humor, he's a fantastic example of not what to imitate, but what to do. He would let go of his creativity and just it's amazing and it's impressive. And I'm bummed that I took so long to get into Terry Pratchett. I am bummed that I don't have the chance to ever meet him. But I will do my damnedest to make sure that I keep reading and that I keep recommending and reviewing. So far, 4 books into whatever he's done, and it makes me want to read all 42 Discworld books and anything he's done and see all his interviews. It's to that level. Next on the list, Leigh Bardugo. Kind of a popular name on BookTube, slightly. But it seems as if the hype is worthy. I've seen other people, I've seen other series that there's a lot of dissent. There's a lot of people saying, oh, that's not so good and whatnot. Or there's a type of reader that says, oh, that sucks. I haven't found anyone that says anything bad, at least with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. People say that those 2 books are impressive, and a wide variety of people. And just because of that, I need to have my own opinion. And obviously I have to go in guarded from overly high expectations. That's always one of the concerns when you go into books that have a lot of hype. But I want to read, and it's not that, oh, I want to join the conversation. I want to know what I'm missing out on. And in this case, instead of missing out on being part of the clique, I think I'm missing out on a really, really good story. Next on the list, Deanna Wynne Jones, author of Howl's Moving Castle, and just a lovely style. Just it's a very classic fantasy in that sense, and smart fantasy. But I don't know, it's a mellow adventure. It's the way that I could describe it. At least Howl's Moving Castle. I really enjoyed that book. Quite different from the movie. The movie, it's its own thing, and I think that happens a lot with Miyazaki interpretations. It's not to say it's a bad thing, it's to say that it's, slightly different. Next on the list would be Murakami. I've heard so much of Murakami, but Murakami is one of those authors that is polarizing, at least with some of his works. So I would have to tread carefully and probably try to find his books in the library. library and see how it goes. And the last two are fantasy epic writers that I know that I'm missing out on, which are Brandon Sanderson and Robin Hobb. I mentioned them in the same sentence because I need to mention them in the same sentence. I know that both of them are impressive in their own right, but I have the same amount of interest for each of them. And I see them. I don't know if they collaborate or they're like best buds or whatever, but I feel that their works, from what I read, would be comparable in relation to what C.S. Lewis was with Tolkien, in the sense that they're like two of the elites. I'm not saying that they're the best writers out there right now, but in the terms of fantasy, I think they're two of the best out there, and that they both give me that same vibe of, wow, I really need to be part of this adventure. So yeah, it's a top 5 Wednesday, and I gave 8 answers. Sue me. And in the meantime, peace, love, and maki roll.